Hello, and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin hasn't really moved significantly since the last update, so actually the commentary is still valid. So I'll give you a quick wrap-up video at the end of the trading day, just around the daily candle close. Possible that we see a little bit more volatility towards the end of the close, or maybe into the early hours of the morning, but for now the structure is unchanged. So let's talk about the two micro patterns, micro structures that I have here on the chart. Okay, so we're dealing first of all with the yellow count. I assume that the yellow count is unfolding until the market shows me that white is, or that white deserves to be the primary scenario. If I explain, then ideally you'll be able to follow and you'll understand my sort of perspective here. So my idea is that in the fourth wave, obviously the most probable scenario is an ABC structure. We've seen the A wave, we've seen the B wave, and the C wave to the downside is likely unfolding right now. So that is one way of looking at this as an ABC structure. This is one scenario, this is one thesis, and the price should, in this scenario, reach the area between 59,100 and 54,900 pretty much. Yeah? Why? Because this A wave to the downside has typically the same length as the C wave. So it's roughly the same length. And that would be the 100% extension target at 59.1K. Could also reach one of the next targets, 56.4 or 54.9K. And please be aware that the 55.4K level is key support and should be the ideal, normally the ideal target for a fourth wave, and that all comes together in this white zone. Now, is it going to be a nice and clean ABC structure? I'm not entirely sure. It's possible, but the microstructure doesn't really work very well with the yellow count. Okay, so it looks more like a corrective move down here. So therefore we have the white count on the chart. But let's just stay with yellow for a second. So it's possible that the yellow count just plays out, and I do not anticipate a low in wave 4 until the price gets into this white target region, at least from what I can see right now. Now in the yellow count, there's another way of looking at yellow, because we have highlighted here A, B, C, but it's also possible that the yellow count is a W, X, Y structure. Why is that so important? Because the Y wave, which would be this, so W, what's the difference? Wave A is a 3-wave move. Wave W can also be a 3-wave move. B or X, same structure. So I cannot really say it's WXY or ABC. The only thing is that an ABC structure is always more probable from a practical, pragmatic point of view. But it is possible that a Y wave unfolds. In that case, we have an ABC structure in wave Y instead of an ABC overall, yeah? So WXY. And the Y wave would be an A, B, C. So if we see a more substantial rally from here, which is corrective, then that would be the B wave of wave Y, and the C wave down would follow then, okay? But if the rally is impulsive, then we're dealing with a white count. I just want to make sure that everybody understands that from this particular region, a rally could start. And if a rally starts and it's impulsive, it's most likely the white count, which also is an A wave. But then the rally here is not finished yet and is a B wave, a more extended B wave. Instead of finishing the B wave here, the B wave is extending, and we have an A, B, C in a larger B, and then we could get the C wave down. So you see there are still plenty of options here. That's why I always say, the microstructure in corrections isn't so important, and also basically impossible to predict the exact pathway of the structure in advance. But what's most important is to understand the possible reversal points, turning points. There is one down here, which I mentioned already, the white box, but there's another possible turning point here. You see the price has come down in 3 waves so far. Could get another 4-5 pattern, unless this is also a WXY or something. But this is a support region from where the price could rally. Ideally, if it's the white count that's playing out, ideally before breaking below 63K. So from a mindset point of view, I shared that with you previously. As I said, I don't expect an overall low to form until the price gets into this region down here. But I will keep an eye on this support region, the upper support region, micro support, for potentially an impulsive rally in wave C of B, which could reach the 72, 73K region here. And ideally in this pattern, one more low would happen. This looks a bit like a bearish flag here, but it would need to come down quite soon or it will just grind higher. Yeah. So one more low would be ideal. If you ask me, the white count is quite probable. I prefer yellow, but I don't see the cleanest microstructure for yellow, so I assume it will morph. I assume it will change, but so it's worth having an eye on potential reversals from this region. I see that potential on several altcoin charts as well. So these counts always tend to morph, which is why it's so helpful to sort of scale in and scale out into these support regions. It's a bullish market. Buying pullbacks should be, I don't want to say a no-brainer, but it's typically the best way to do it. And then taking profits when the market, for example, makes such a high B wave available. Now, none of that suggests, whatever happens here on the micro, all of that at the moment, until we really see 5 waves up, 3 waves down, none of that would suggest that a lasting low is in place already in wave 4. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.